The United States on Friday posted an $18 million reward for the capture of 4 African militants involved in the kidnapping of foreigners and attacks on Western targets. The State Department also placed a sum of $5 million each on the head of a former member of Nigeria's Boko Haram and 2 founding leaders of the Movement for Oneness and Jihad in West Africa, Mujal, based in the Maghreb region. A 4th reward of $3 million was placed on the head of an Egyptian extremist who was plotted against the U.S. The agency's Rewards for Justice program said in a statement that Khalid al-Barnawi was named as a leader of the Nigeria-based group known as Ansaru that split from Boko Haram in early 2012. The group has close ties to Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb and was behind the kidnapping of 7 foreigners in a raid on a construction site in the rest in northern Nigeria in February 2013. The 7 from Britain, Greece, Lebanon, and Italy were later executed by their captors. And joining us via Skype to discuss the implication of this ransom is a security expert, Temitope Olodo. Glad you could join us on the program.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
What was your immediate reaction when you heard about the reward placed on these 4?
I wasn't that surprised about the award because it more or less explain the seriousness that the American government is placing on violence extremism as it spreads gradually in the African continent. We have a serious challenge in our hands that the weak governments in Africa are unable to clean up their house, and the American government is coming in to help them to put their house in order. And this is a clear message to the African government that they need to really work hard on addressing violence, extremism, terrorism in their house. Otherwise, the Americans and other Western countries will come in to clean up their mess for them.
All right. It's interesting. I'd like to, for example, get the $18 million or the $3 million or the $5 million. But has this tactics of reining in terrorists ever yielded positive results? And is it the best of strategies?
There are 2 schools of thought on it. There are others that believe that such a reward will create division within some of those camps, but we know that when you're talking about Islamic terrorist groups, you know, their ideology makes it a bit difficult for intelligence security organizations to get into them, and that means that even with Osama bin Laden, it took a long time for the Americans, even with all the rewards, to get the kind of intelligence that they needed. Because sometimes even people within the intelligence cycle are people leaking out information to them. But I was with the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria yesterday, where I was speaking at the conference, and part of the issue we talked about was that even in Nigeria, we don't have a witness protection system, whereby to give an opportunity for people to actually give information, and that's why it's so difficult for Nigeria to be able to do it. And if Nigeria can't get these terrorists or these criminals, then Americans, protecting their national interests will do it for us.
All right. Let me even ask you.
Yeah.
You're a security expert, all right. Has there been any precedent, where this kind of things happened and people really came in and were giving any precedents? I'd just like to know,
They have been. We know in Iraq, the Americans managed to get majority of the people down their wanted list. They've not managed to do this by having Americans on the ground. They've got intelligence. What normally happens is that they don't reveal the identity of those individuals because those individuals are close informant or people that are close to those individuals in question. And revealing their identity will
put them at risk.
Major impact on them, their family, and their relatives. And we know that in Nigeria, for example, some of the judges, some of the security agents refuse to prosecute or actually go after some of these Boko Haram activists because of the fact because of the fear for their life and the life of their family members.
That's
Americans doing it might actually be a way of getting these people out of their handouts.
Well, I don't know whether that's speculation, what did you say? But anyway, let's go on. How best do you think this issue of terrorism can be resolved? I mean, putting out all the cards on the table, how best?
The best way to solve this is one of the major ways of solving it is a de-radicalization project, because we need to realize that not all the 100% members of Boko Haram are actually hardened Islamists. We must be very clear about that. Majority of them are doing it for poverty purposes. Some of them are doing it for grievance purposes. So we know that at least there are 90 or 75% of them that could be de-radicalized. Not the way Nigerian government is looking at it, but actually de-radicalize people properly, a social network or a program where you help people. I believe that Northern Nigeria needs a martial treaty to help them develop that environment and to be able to kick out the Islamists.
All right, Temitope, is that your percentage empirically proven? 90%, 75%? That's a whopping lot.
No, I'm telling you, by statistics, we know the 10% of Boko Haram will be the hardened people, that no matter what you do, even if President Goodluck Jonathan becomes a Muslim today, those individuals will still be there. So those hardened criminals will not change their mind. And even if you have a northern president, they still will not change their mind. So even with the political motive undertone of Boko Haram, there's still some people that still have this Islamic agenda that will still go ahead. But majority of them will change or drop their arms if we have a proper strategy to help, bring them back from that blink that they are presently.
All right, thank you so much, Temitope, for giving us your time on TVC News.
It's a pleasure.